In last video, I talked about how to define a schema. In this video, I'll add data to database using the student schema or student model. First of all, I'll create a new post route. Command out first, add student, app.post, student, then slash single. By this single student route, I will add single student, then a callback function, request, response, and next. After that, I'll create another post route for multiple student. App.post slash student slash multiple. After that, a callback function, request, response, next. First of all, I will add single student. Remember earlier I used then and catch block. If I try to divide VS Code into two parts, one is index.js and another is backup.js. You can see here then and catch block, but in this time I will not use then and catch block. Rather, I will use modern syntax, which is async await. Actually, when your project going larger and larger, chaining then and catch block which maintain the flow is little bit problematic, and that's why we'll use async await. Normally, when we use async await, that time we use try and catch block. This catch block expects an error parameter. If any error happen within try block, then we can get this error to catch block, and we just send an error response from catch block. Response.status with 500 status code. 500 means it's internal server error. I will send JSON response and I'll send a message error.message. After that, I'm expecting I'll get name, email, age, and department from request.body. I'll restructure the property which I will get from request.body. In our case, it is name, email, age, and department. This student model is nothing but a ES6 class, so I'll create an instance of this student class by using new keyword. New student. It expects an object. I'll pass name, email, age, and department within this object. Name. Remember, this name indicates schema key. This name is the value that you are getting from request body. After that, we will pass email, then age, and finally department. This new student model return as an instance, so let's store it in a variable const new student is equals to this new student. After that, this new student instance provides us a save method, so I'll call this save method to save the database. New student.save, and that's it to add data to database. But saving data to database, it will take some time, so it is an asynchronous task, and that's why I'll use await keyword. But when we use await keyword, then we have to use async keyword at the beginning of the function. Alright, we are using async await to do asynchronous task in synchronous style. Then I will send a response response.status with 200 status code. I'll send a JSON response message student added successfully. Now save the file and go to MongoDB Compass first. Put your cursor beside database. You can see here delete icon. Click this delete icon to drop this previous database. Type here database name. So in our case, our database name is SchoolDB. Click to drop database. You can see previous database has been dropped or deleted. Now go to Postman, send a request /student/single. Then I will send request body. In our case, the body is name, student1, email, student1 @gmail.com, age 22, department computer science. If I send a request, we can see student added successfully. If you go to MongoDB Compass, click to refresh button here, we can see SchoolDB database has been added. Now click here. Now click to students collection, and here you can see student 1 has been added. One point I told you earlier, I set the model name student, but in MongoDB we can see the student is in plural. All right. If I try to add another student, student2 @gmail.com, and the age is double quote 21. If I send a request, we can see student added successfully. If you go to MongoDB Compass, click to refresh button, you can see student2 has been added, but the age is in integer value 21. Though we said double quote 21, but Mongoose automatically convert to integer value, and that's why you got 21 integer value. But if I try to add another student, student3 @gmail.com, and 21, I'll pass a string value 21a. And if I try to send a request, we can see student validation failed, age, cast to number, failed for value. That means Mongoose right now unable to convert this string to integer value. All right. Now if I try to add another value, which is address, test address, and if I go to VS Code and destructure this address and send this address here, now save the file, go to Postman and send a request, we can see student added successfully. If I go to MongoDB Compass again, click to refresh button, we can see student 3 has been added, but we cannot see address field here as we did not define address in student schema. All right. Finally, I'll share you another point. Whenever you add data to MongoDB database, by default, MongoDB create unique ID, which type is object ID. It will create this unique ID for us all time automatically. So that's all for this lecture. I'll see you in the next lecture.